Let's look at an academic reading passage. A neuroscientist reveals how to think differently. Well, that sounds interesting. The first thing I will do is read the first paragraph. And as I'm reading it, think about what is the key word, or maybe there are two key words that show the main idea of this introductory paragraph. So let me start reading. In the first decade, a revolution has occurred in the way that scientists think about the brain. We know that the decisions humans make can be traced to the firing patterns of neurons in specific parts of the brain. These discoveries have led to the field known as neuroeconomics. Neuroeconomics, which studies the brain's secrets to success in an economic environment that demands innovation and being able to do things differently from competitors. A brain that can do this is an iconoclastic one. Briefly, an iconoclast is a person who does something that others say can't be done. Iconoclast, that's another key word. So what I'll actually do is I will underline or highlight the key words. So you could actually underline neuroeconomics. That seems to be important. You could highlight iconoclast. That seems to be an important word. Now, we're not going to read everything in this reading passage. We're just reading the first paragraph because it's the most important paragraph. Now, let's move on and just read the first sentence. This definition implies that iconoclasts are different from other people, but more precisely, it is their brains that are different. So, the key word in this sentence, again, you're not reading the whole paragraph, just the first sentence. Still, you should choose a key word. I think iconoclasts are different. That is my key phrase. That's the main idea here. Iconoclasts are different. So you just go through and do this with the whole reading passage. Just underline the key word or key phrase in the topic sentence, the first sentence. Let's look at this one. The first thing to realize is that the brain suffers from limited resources. So you could underline brain and limited resources. Well, the next paragraph has a very short topic sentence. Perception is central to iconoclasm. So you could just have the word perception underlined. Now this will help you to refer back to these paragraphs to know where to find the answers to the questions. Let's look at this one. The best way to see things differently to other people is to bombard the brain with things it has never encountered before. So see things differently seems to be what that is about. The problem with novelty, however, is that it tends to trigger the brain's fear system. So this is about the brain's fear system. Finally, to be successful iconoclasts, individuals must sell their ideas to other people. So sell their ideas. Iconoclasts create new opportunities in every area, from artistic expression to technology to business. So that's what they do. They create new opportunities. That's our main idea there. So now we come to the last paragraph, the final paragraph of the passage. So we want to read the whole thing, just like it's the first paragraph. Same thing with the last. We want to read the whole thing. Iconoclasts create new opportunities in every area, from artistic expression to technology to business. They supply creativity and innovation not easily accomplished by committees. Rules aren't important to them. Iconoclasts face alienation and failure, but can also be a major asset to any organization. It is crucial for success in any field to understand how the iconoclastic mind works. Let's look at the questions. So questions 27 to 31 are multiple choice. So when we have multiple choice questions, we want to read the question carefully. Is it asking for one answer or for more than one answers? Choose the correct letter, A, B, C, or D. How many answers does it want? Just one answer. Let's look at the questions. Number 27. Question 27. Neuroeconomics is a field of study which seeks to A. Cause a change in how scientists understand brain chemistry. So what I will do is I will highlight the main idea in each answer. So what's the main idea of answer A? It is about understanding brain chemistry, or it's about brain chemistry. B, understand how good decisions are made in the brain. We'll highlight good decisions. C, understand how the brain is linked to achievement in competitive fields. I will highlight achievement. D, trace the specific firing patterns of neurons in different areas of the brain. Okay, I'll call that firing patterns of neurons. So those are our options. What is neuroeconomics about? Then you go back to your reading, and it says, these discoveries have led to the field known as neuroeconomics, which studies the brain's secrets to success in an economic environment. Secrets to success. Well, I know a synonym for success is achievement. So my answer will be answer C. Understand how the brain is linked to achievement in competitive fields. That's the same thing as studying the brain's secret to success. Question 28. According to the writer, iconoclasts are distinctive because... Now think of that word distinctive. Can you think of some synonyms for that word? I'm thinking of unique or different. Those mean the same thing as distinctive. Let's look at our possible answers. A, they create unusual brain circuits. So unusual, let's say brain circuits. B, their brains function differently. So is it something about their brains function? C, their personalities are distinctive. Or D, they make decisions easily. I'll look at the reading. It's also in that first paragraph. It says, briefly, an iconoclast is a person who does something that others say can't be done. This definition implies that iconoclasts are different from other people. But more precisely, it is their brains that are different. So their brains function differently. So clearly the answer is B, their brains function differently. Question 29. According to the writer, the brain works efficiently because A, it uses the eyes quickly. So eyes. B, it interprets data logically. All right, data. C, it generates its own energy. D, it relies on previous events. Okay. So, why does the brain work efficiently? Why does the brain work efficiently? So I will look back on the reading in the third paragraph. That's about the brain suffering from limited resources. It has a fixed energy budget. Oh, it also says it will draw on both past experience and any other source of information, such as what other people say, to make sense of what it is seeing. This happens all the time. The brain takes shortcuts that work so well we are hardly ever aware of them. Aha. Well, that makes me think the answer is D. Past events. The brain works efficiently because it relies on previous events. Let's look at question 30. The writer says that perception, think about what that means, how you see things. What is perception? Writer says that perception is a combination of photons and sound waves. So is that what it is? Photons and sound waves. B, a reliable product of what your senses transmit. Senses transmit. C, a result of brain processes. D, a process we are usually unconscious of. Or sorry, a process we are usually conscious of. Okay. Process conscious of. All right. Let's look back in the reading where it was talking about perception. It said perception is central to iconoclasm. It says it is a learned process. Everything the brain sees, hears, or touches has multiple interpretations. So this does seem like a process we are conscious of. We are consciously aware of. So I'm going to choose answer D. Question 31. According to the writer, an iconoclastic thinker A, centralizes perceptual thinking in one part of the brain. So I will highlight centralizes thinking. B, avoids cognitive traps. All right, avoids traps. Think about some synonyms for traps. Difficulties. Traps are like difficulties or problems. C, has a brain that is hardwired for learning. Hardwired for learning. D, has more opportunities than the average person. More opportunities. I can see a paragraph talking about the brain's fear system. It says there are many types of fear, but the two that inhibit iconoclastic thinking and people generally find difficult to deal with are fear of uncertainty and fear of public ridicule. It says iconoclasts do not let these fears inhibit their reactions. So I think the answer is B, avoids cognitive traps. An iconoclastic thinker avoids cognitive traps.